Today, 4 people, including an off-duty New York City police officer, were killed. Another person critically wounded. Horrible violence at that building that houses the National Football League. It has since been determined that the shooter was targeting the NFL. And Jeff Darlington is in Manhattan, outside of the league office. Jeff, what more can you tell us?
I am, Laura, and if you look over my right shoulder, you can see a window that did shatter due to a bullet hitting it, and it's a stark reminder of what happened less than 24 hours here at the league headquarters. I've spoken to a number of NFL employees since this occurred, and quite frankly, they are shaken by what did occur. One person told me that there was, at 6:30 when the gunman did enter the lobby, there was still, by their estimations, 30, maybe 40% of the league office still occupied at that hour. We're a week away from the first preseason game, so the league office is in full motion right now. People watching out of their window, hearing the gunshots in the lobby, and watching as police then entered to try to secure the location. A scary situation for them. They were alerted on their phones to secure the stay in place, put their phones on silent. A lot of frightened people, quite frankly. Now, I should also point out that one league employee was shot, and he is in stable condition. He was transported to a nearby hospital. He is doing okay at this moment. But again, the NFL family is definitely shaken by what occurred right here.
Yeah, and thankfully many are safe and were able to get to safety. Obviously, what they went through pales in comparison to all of those who lost loved ones and the victims, of course. This is an ongoing situation. Jeff, how does the league move forward?
Well, I can tell you that Roger Goodell did overnight send a memo, which I believe you do have and can share, but he did outline, essentially told his employees to work remotely today or take the day off altogether, and most of them have done exactly that. They are meeting together on different Zooms remotely just to kind of talk about what did happen. I'm told by one league official that grief counseling has been put in place for these league employees if they should need it or desire it. Roger Goodell also did tell the employees that they will find more security at the building in the coming days and weeks. And I can tell you, Laura, standing out here, it is a very secure location. There are police officers, quite frankly, everywhere, making sure that this is a very safe street corner.
Yeah, thanks for the latest, Jeff. You mentioned that memo that was sent to NFL employees from Roger Goodell. We're going to bring some of that to you now. Quote, has been widely reported a gunman committed an unspeakable act of violence in our building at 345 Park Avenue. One of our employees was seriously injured in this attack. He is currently in the hospital and in stable condition. NFL staff are at the hospital and we're supporting his family. We believe that all of our employers are otherwise safe and accounted for. We are deeply grateful to the law enforcement officers who responded to this threat quickly and decisively, and to Officer Islam, who gave his life to protect others. We'll keep an eye on this story and bring you any other news that is associated with it. Let's get to the Indianapolis Colts, their camp and their quarterback competition. Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones, of course. They're battling it out at camp, and you can see both of them getting everything going there in Indianapolis. A really interesting quarterback competition, of course, and we all wondered what would happen when they did bring in Daniel Jones. Of course, that changed the whole story. Jeremy Fowler is there at Colts training camp. You're able to watch practice today. Jeremy, the Colts quarterback competition is in full swing. What more can you tell us after seeing it with your own eyes?
Well, Laura, I caught up with head coach Shane Steichen walking off the practice field. He said the battle is too close to call right now. He has not started to formulate any type of depth chart yet, but he was really excited about what he saw on the field. This is one of their best days for both quarterbacks, making really good decisions, and that's all the head coach wants. Just move the ball downfield, run a clean operation. And here's what else he had to say about both passers.
He's made great strides from a maturity standpoint, going into his third year, obviously with the team, the way he's been in the meetings, in the huddle, the communication's been really good.
And what did you like about Daniel Jones, even dating back to his career? I'm sure you follow a lot of quarterbacks and him being drafted in the top 10.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously I had a chance to work him out coming out of the draft, so I knew him from that. But watching him in New York, obviously did some really good things there. Had some playoff wins, was really consistent that year. They took him to the playoffs, so the ability's there. Really high football IQ, picked up our offense really quickly. Obviously still learning stuff, but really pleased with him.
Jones is eager to move on from the days of the New York Giants. He said he had a great time in New York, but it's time for a new chapter that he's really excited about. He's more focused about learning this Colts offense, which he said is still a bit of a process. And as for Richardson, when I talked to him, he showed a lot of humility. He said, look, I have to pick up the slack from last year. I simply did not work hard enough. It essentially got me benched, so he altered his routine. He changed his mechanics a little bit in the offseason, kind of widened his base so that he's throwing and not sailing balls too high. So things are looking up. They've been pleased so far, but he has to do it every day.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation there, certainly, and there's no one that is discounting the talent of Anthony Richardson. Those mechanical changes, I think, could make a big difference. Thanks to Jeremy for the latest there. All right, last season, Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson played about the same level. If you're looking for any point of reference, they ranked 26th and 27th in total QBR among the 29 quarterbacks who made at least 10 starts. Only Caleb Williams and Will Levis were worse. Let's hear from these quarterbacks. Both Jones and Richardson addressed the media earlier today.
I think it's been great. I think, like you said, obviously we're both competitors, and when we're out here, we're trying to put our best foot forward, you know, as quarterbacks and play well. But I think I've learned a lot from him. I think it's been a great room to be a part of.
I just got to work as if I am going to be the day one starter. You know, regardless of what decision they make, you know, I'm still working, trying to improve, and you know, they're going to make the best decision for the team, and that's ultimately what we need. You know, this team wants to win the Super Bowl. It's not about me, it's about the team.
All right, we got Kimberly Martin, Field Yates, as well as Sam Acho here today. Kimberly, you were there when Anthony Richardson was drafted by the Colts. What are you hearing about this Colts quarterback as he enters his competition this year with Daniel Jones?
Well, I want to take you back to that day where I sat in Chris Ballard's office 24 hours before they made the pick for Anthony Richardson. And he talked to me about how losing luck, him retiring, how his inability to find a suitable replacement, a long-term answer, had weighed on him, and he knew the importance. He's like, I gotta get it right. And in that moment, listening to him, I walked out of his office thinking, oh, they're gonna take Anthony Richardson, but understanding that he would be a project that he'd need time to develop. And last week, we heard Chris Ballard talk about how the media and the fans need to preach patience. They need to have patience because this is a young guy who needs to develop. Now, we can question whether the Colts have adhered to that patience, that model for Anthony Richardson. This is a critical year. But if you draft him with so few starts in college, you must understand that this kid needs time to develop, and he's in a situation where he's not going to get better on the bench. They got to see what they have.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting what we even heard Jeremy saying, some of the adjustments he's trying to make. And to your point, it's worth remembering he didn't have much experience in college, had a lot of different coaching there as well. Field, if both quarterbacks are fully healthy, though, who's your starter right now?
Yeah, let's build off the point that both of you just alluded to. It's Anthony Richardson, because I believe in the NFL, the most dangerous place to be is stuck in the middle. I think the Colts are probably stuck in the middle if Daniel Jones is their starting quarterback this season. Daniel Jones has had one stellar season in his career, but otherwise we know what he is. He's probably a replacement level quarterback. Anthony Richardson has had two mediocre, albeit injury-impacted seasons in his NFL career. There's still a chance, a flicker of hope that Anthony Richardson could become a promising young quarterback. The Colts owe it to not just Anthony, but to themselves as an organization to exhaust every resource in figuring out whether they have something or nothing. I don't know if the chances at this point are strong or weak. They're probably weaker more than they are stronger, Sam, but this is a player who they invested too much in to constantly use a short leash on Anthony Richardson. You're in or you're out. You're going down with the ship or you're not. So to me, the Colts need to play Anthony Richardson to give themselves a credible snapshot of what this player can become during his NFL career.
And I agree with you, Phil, but it's not just because of injury, it's also because of immaturity. Anthony Richardson, we talked about how young he was, and yes, he got injured his rookie season. There were some injury issues his second season, but also there's the idea of maturity. Okay, what does it look like to be the starting quarterback in the face of a franchise? He talked about it himself, saying, hey, I need to do more, I need to prepare more. Some of that just comes with time, and it also comes with competition. And so the fact that Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson are going to be able to compete for the starting spot is going to make both of them better. Competition brings out the best in all of us. And so I think that Anthony Richardson should be the starter because, yes, he's older now. Hopefully he's going to be healthy.